Every morning, your first meal sends a message to your body. That message can tell your cells to remain calm, regulate blood sugar, protect your arteries, and produce steady energy. Or it can trigger a very different response. A breakfast filled with refined flour, added sugar, processed meat, and unhealthy fats may cause blood sugar to rise rapidly. Your pancreas must release more insulin. Your blood vessels experience additional stress, and inflammatory signals may remain active long after breakfast is over. The dangerous part is that chronic inflammation is often silent. You may not feel it immediately. Instead, you may notice persistent fatigue, stiff joints, abdominal weight gain, unstable blood sugar, poor digestion, or difficulty concentrating. Inflammation itself is not always harmful. It is part of the immune system's natural defense. When you cut your finger or fight an infection, inflammation helps protect and repair you. The problem begins when that emergency response never completely switches off. Picture a smoke alarm that keeps ringing, even though there is no fire. Over time, those persistent inflammatory signals can place additional strain on the heart, brain, liver, blood vessels, joints, and metabolic system. But here is the encouraging truth. You do not need an expensive supplement or a complicated morning ritual to improve your breakfast. Some of the most useful foods may already be sitting in your kitchen. In this video, you will discover 5 breakfast foods that can help support a lower inflammatory eating pattern. You will learn what they do inside your body, how to combine them, and the common preparation mistakes that can cancel out many of their benefits. And stay until the final food because it contains powerful plant compounds that support your gut, cholesterol metabolism, and the body's natural management of inflammatory signals. This video is for general education and does not replace personalized medical care. Food can support your health, but it should not replace prescribed treatment. 2. Food number 1. Oatmeal, the first food, is one of the simplest breakfasts in the world, but not all oatmeal breakfasts are equal. Whole oats contain a special type of soluble fiber called beta. When beta-glucan mixes with liquid inside your digestive tract, it forms a thick, gel-like substance. Imagine a soft sponge moving slowly through your intestines. This gel can slow digestion, support more gradual absorption of carbohydrates, and bind with bile acids involved in cholesterol metabolism. That matters because repeated blood sugar spikes and unhealthy cholesterol patterns can contribute to oxidative stress and irritation inside the blood vessels. Oxidative stress occurs when unstable molecules called free radicals overwhelm the body's defenses. These molecules can damage cell membranes and encourage inflammatory signaling. Oats also feed beneficial bacteria living in the gut. When these bacteria ferment certain fibers, they produce compounds that help support the intestinal barrier. That barrier is important because it separates the contents of your digestive tract from your bloodstream. When the gut barrier is well supported, the immune system is less likely to encounter substances that may provoke unnecessary inflammatory responses. Human trials have produced mixed findings depending on the population and the oat preparation. One randomized crossover study found that daily oat porridge containing approximately 3 grams of beta-glucan reduced several inflammatory markers in adults with high cholesterol. Another trial involving adults with type 2 diabetes found cholesterol improvement without significant changes in measured inflammation. This means oats are helpful as part of an overall eating pattern, but they are not a medical treatment by themselves. For a practical breakfast, prepare about 1/2 cup of dry rolled oats with water or unsweetened milk, then add cinnamon, berries, walnuts, or ground flaxseed. Avoid turning oatmeal into dessert. Flavored instant oatmeal can contain large amounts of added sugar. Adding brown sugar, syrup, sweetened dried fruit, and sugary granola may create a meal that raises blood sugar much faster than plain oats. Choose rolled oats or steel-cut oats. When possible, they generally retain more texture and digest more slowly than heavily processed varieties. And remember, the benefit does not come from eating an enormous bowl. A moderate serving combined with protein, healthy fat, and fruit is usually more balanced than oats. Eaten alone, the next food adds color to this bowl. But that color is doing far more than making breakfast look beautiful. 3. Food number 2, berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, and blackberries contain pigments called anthocyanins and other polyphenols. These natural compounds help give berries their deep red, blue, and purple colors. Inside the body, polyphenols interact with pathways connected to oxidative stress, blood vessel function, and immune signaling. Think of your blood vessels as flexible highways. When their inner lining, called the endothelium, is healthy, the vessels can relax and blood can move more efficiently. When that lining is repeatedly exposed to high blood sugar, smoking, inactivity, or oxidative stress, it may become less responsive. Research involving older adults has found that blueberry intake can support certain measures of vascular function. A randomized trial in adults aged 65 to 80 found that daily wild blueberry powder improved endothelial function and modestly reduced 24-hour systolic blood pressure. Another small crossover study in adults over 60 found improved peripheral vascular function after a blueberry serving, although not every measured health marker changed. A separate breakfast study found that blueberry powder did not directly lower circulating inflammatory markers after a moderately high-fat meal. However, it reduced inflammatory cytokine production when participants' blood was tested under specific laboratory conditions. This is another reminder that berries support healthy biological pathways, but they do not instantly erase the effects of an unhealthy meal. For breakfast, try 1/2 to 1 cup of fresh or frozen berries. Frozen berries can be just as practical as fresh berries, especially when they are frozen without added sugar. Add them to oatmeal or plain yogurt. You can also warm frozen berries gently in a pan until they release their natural juices, creating a simple topping without syrup. Be careful with berry-flavored products. A blueberry muffin may contain very few actual blueberries and a large amount of refined flour, sugar, and processed fat. Strawberry-flavored yogurt may contain more added sugar than strawberries. The health benefit comes from the whole fruit, including its fiber, water, vitamins, and plant compounds, not simply from a picture of a berry on the package. And here is something many people overlook. You do not need to chase exotic soup. A handful of ordinary frozen blueberries may be more useful than an expensive processed snack covered in health claims. But berries work even better when they are paired with the next food, because the next food brings protein and supports the microscopic community living inside your digestive system. 4. Food. Number 3. Plain Greek yogurt III. Breakfast food is plain. Unsweetened Greek yogurt. Yogurt is created when beneficial microorganisms ferment milk. Depending on the product, some of those live cultures may reach the digestive tract and interact with the gut environment. Your gut is not simply a tube that processes food. It contains trillions of microorganisms collectively known as the gut microbiome. These organisms help break down dietary components, produce useful compounds, communicate with immune cells, and influence the integrity of the intestinal barrier. Because so much immune activity is located around the digestive system, gut health and inflammation are closely connected. Plain Greek yogurt also provides protein. Protein at breakfast can improve satisfaction and may help prevent the hunger that leads many people toward cookies, sweetened coffee drinks, or processed snacks later in the morning. However, the scientific evidence surrounding yogurt and inflammation is still developing. In one randomized crossover trial involving women with elevated body mass index, yogurt did not significantly change the study's primary immune cell outcome. It maintains several immune and inflammatory measurements compared with an undairy control, but the researchers concluded that the mechanisms remain uncertain. Another randomized study found that yogurt containing a specific probiotic strain reduced certain laboratory measures connected with inflammatory signaling in healthy young adults. The result depended partly on how the probiotic was delivered, showing that not every yogurt product produces identical effects. This is why the label matters. Look for yogurt that says it contains live and active cultures. Choose an unsweetened variety with a short ingredient list. A practical serving is approximately 3/4 to 1 cup. You can add berries, cinnamon, walnuts, or a spoonful of ground flaxseed. Avoid yogurts that resemble dessert. Some flavored yogurts contain considerable added sugar, candy pieces, sweetened granola, or syrup. These additions may reduce the metabolic advantage of choosing yogurt in the first place. People who cannot tolerate dairy may consider an unsweetened cultured alternative, but they should check the protein and added sugar content. Many plant-based yogurts are lower in protein and may contain thickeners or sweeteners. And now we arrive at a small food with a surprisingly powerful nutritional profile. It looks ordinary. But inside its shell are healthy fats, fiber, minerals, and polyphenols that may influence the heart, brain, gut, and immune system. 5. Food number 4, walnuts. The fourth breakfast food is walnuts. Walnuts provide unsaturated fats, plant-based omega-3 fat called alpha-linolenic acid, fiber, magnesium, and polyphenols. These nutrients work through different pathways. Unsaturated fats can replace saturated fats in the diet. Fiber supports the gut microbiota. Magnesium is involved in hundreds of reactions throughout the body. Polyphenols interact with antioxidant and inflammatory pathways. The important word is replace. Adding walnuts to a breakfast already filled with bacon, sausage, butter, pastries, and sugary cereal does not magically neutralize the entire meal. The benefit is more likely to appear when walnuts replace a less nutritious ingredient. For example, replace sugary granola with chopped walnuts. Replace a pastry with oatmeal topped with walnuts. Replace a processed breakfast bar with yogurt, fruit, and a small handful of nuts. A long-term randomized trial studied walnut consumption in older adults and reported favorable changes in several inflammatory biomarkers, although scientific research should always be interpreted within the full dietary context. Another randomized trial found that walnut consumption altered the gut microbiota and certain compounds produced by intestinal bacteria. This suggests that some of the effects of walnuts may begin in the digestive tract rather than only in the bloodstream. A practical serving is a small handful, approximately 1 ounce or around 7 whole walnuts. Walnuts are calorie dense, so more is not automatically better. Chop them and sprinkle them over oatmeal or yogurt. That fat and texture can help make breakfast more satisfying. Choose raw or dry roasted walnuts without heavy salt, sugar, or candy coatings. Honey glazed walnuts may taste delicious, but they are not nutritionally identical to plain walnuts. Store them in a sealed container, preferably in the refrigerator or freezer, because their delicate fats can become rancid when exposed to heat, air, and light for long periods. And now we reach the final food. It is inexpensive, easy to store, and almost invisible when mixed into breakfast. But to receive its full benefit, you must prepare it correctly. 6. Food number 5. Ground flaxseed. The 5th food is ground flaxseed. Notice the word ground. Whole flax seeds may pass through the digestive system without being completely broken down. Grinding them makes their nutrients more accessible. Flaxseed provides soluble and insoluble fiber, plant-based omega-3 fat, and compounds called The fiber supports bowel regularity and feeds gut bacteria. The soluble portion can slow digestion and support cholesterol management. The lignans are transformed by intestinal bacteria into compounds that may interact with antioxidant, hormonal, and inflammatory pathways. A 2024, systematic review and meta-analysis of randomized controlled trials found that flaxseed supplementation was associated with reductions in C-reactive protein and interleukin-6, 2 commonly measured inflammatory markers. However, it did not significantly change tumor necrosis factor alpha, and the studies varied considerably. The correct interpretation is that flaxseed may support inflammation management, not that it cures inflammatory disease. A practical amount is 1 to 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed. Mix it into oatmeal or yogurt after preparation. You can also add it to a smoothie, but avoid using a smoothie as an excuse to combine large quantities of juice, sweetened milk, honey, and multiple servings of fruit. Start with a smaller amount when increasing fiber, especially when your current diet is low in fiber. Drink enough water during the day. Increasing fiber rapidly without adequate fluids can cause bloating, discomfort, or constipation in some people. Ground flaxseed should be stored in a sealed container in the refrigerator or freezer to protect its natural oils. People taking medications, managing digestive disorders, or following fluid or mineral restrictions should discuss major dietary changes with a qualified healthcare professional. Now imagine combining all 5 foods. A warm bowl of rolled oats. A layer of blueberries, a few spoonfuls of plain Greek yogurt, a small handful of chopped walnuts, and 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed. This is not a miracle cure, but it is a breakfast built from fiber, protein, healthy fats, and plant compounds, rather than refined flour, processed meat, and added sugar, and repeated consistently. That difference can matter far more than any single. Let us bring everything together. The first food was oatmeal, providing beta-glucan fiber that supports cholesterol metabolism, digestion, and a healthier gut environment. The second was berries, rich in colorful polyphenols that can support blood vessel function and the body's defenses against oxidative stress. The third was plain Greek yogurt, providing protein and live cultures that may support the relationship between the gut and immune system. fourth was walnuts, offering unsaturated fats, fiber, minerals, and plant compounds that support cardiovascular and metabolic health. And the fifth was ground flaxseed, a concentrated source of fiber, plant omega-3 fats, and the deeper lesson is not that one breakfast can switch inflammation off overnight. Inflammation is influenced by your entire lifestyle. Sleep, stress, physical activity, smoking, body composition, medications, medical conditions, and the overall quality of your diet. But breakfast creates direction. It can begin the day with a rapid rise and fall in energy, or it can provide the body with steady fuel and useful nutrients. You do not need to eat all 5 foods every morning. Start with one change. Replace sweetened cereal with plain oatmeal. Add berries instead of syrup. Choose unsweetened yogurt. Replace sugary granola with walnuts. Mix a tablespoon of ground flaxseed into your breakfast. Small actions repeated consistently can become powerful habits. Which of these 5 foods do you already eat? And which one will you add to your breakfast this week? Write your answer in the comments below. If this video helped you, press the like button, subscribe to Healthy Fruits, and activate notifications so you do not miss our next natural health video. Share this video with someone who wakes up feeling tired, stiff, or concerned about inflammation. Your first meal cannot control everything that happens inside your body, but every morning it gives you another opportunity to move in a healthier direction.